Okay, now let's do some questions regarding significant figures. Okay, question number 1. State the number of significant figures in each of the following. Now, by keeping the rules of significant figures in mind, we are going to identify the number of significant figures in the given questions. Now, look at part A. Now, in part A, how many significant figures we have? So, we have 3 significant figures in part A. So, we are going to write 3SF. Okay, we are not counting this 0 as significant because it's a trailing 0 without a decimal. Okay, now look at part B, 23.05. Now there are 4 significant figures in part B. So we'll write 4SF. Now we are not, the 0 that is given in part B is a confined 0, and confined zeros are always significant. So we are counting this 0 as a significant figure. Now look at part C. Again in part C, we have 3 confined zeros and we are going to count them as significant. So in part C, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 significant figures in part B. Okay, now let's look at part C, part D. In part D, we have one non-zero digit, and the 5 zeros that are given in part D are trailing zeros. But we are not going to count these zeros as significant because there is no decimal point. So that means we have one significant figure in part D. Okay, now let's just look at part F. In part F, we have 3 zeros which are leading zeros. And according to the rule, leading zeros are never significant. So, we have one significant figure in part F. Okay, now part G, we have 6 significant figure. We will be counting the last 0, the trailing 0, as significant because we have a decimal point here. So, according to the rule, we have 6 significant figures in part G. Okay, now let's look at the last one. The last one, we have 2 non-zero digits and we have 3 zeros at the end. They are trailing zeros, but we are going to count them as significant because we have a decimal point here. So total we have 6 significant figure in the last part, that is H. Okay. Now rounding off significant figures. How do we round off significant figures? Now look at the first example, first part, 18.407, and they want you to round it off up till 3 significant figure. So in the given part, we have currently 5 significant figure. So we just need 3 significant figure. That means if we start counting from the left, we need 1, 2 and 3 significant figure. Now just after 4, we have a number which is less than 5. So we can drop it directly. So after rounding, we'll have 18.4. And there are 3 significant figures in our answer. Now move on to part B. In part B, currently we have 4 significant figures. And they want us to round it off up till 3 significant figure. So The first three zeros are not counted as significant because those zeros are leading zeros and leading zeros are never significant. So we need three significant figures. That means we need 3, 2 and 6. Now just after 6 we have 5. So if a number is 5 or greater than 5, we add 1 and then we drop it directly. Okay. So if we are going to add 1 here, our answer will be 0.0037. And we have 327. So we have three significant figures here. Now look at part C. In part C, we have 4 significant figures and they want us to round it off up till 3 significant figures. That means 1, 2 and 3. Now just after 7, we have a number which is less than 5. So instead of adding 1, we can drop it directly. So we'll have 147 and we are going to keep the place value. So we have 147 and 000. So that's how we do rounding off of significant figures by keeping the rules in our mind. Thank you for watching the video.